You know that feeling, right? That little buzz of satisfaction when you grab a fast food combo, maybe a skincare set, and it just feels like a really good deal.
Yeah, like you've hacked the system somehow.
Exactly. Like you're getting more for your money, and maybe someone else has already figured out what goes well together for you.
It's a feeling businesses are very actively cultivating. And today, we're taking a deep dive into the whole strategic world behind that feeling. Product bundling and intelligent offers, especially in e-commerce.
Welcome to the deep dive. Our mission for you today is to really unpack how businesses, from your favorite little online shop right up to the massive retailers, use these strategies. And it's so much more than just boosting sales figures.
Definitely. We're going to explore how they tap into, well, consumer psychology, how they streamline their own operations behind the scenes.
And even how they create a surprisingly personalized shopping experience just for you. We've pulled some really fascinating insights from the sources you shared, and we're ready to lay out the surprising facts, making sure it's all clear and captivating. So let's get into it.
Okay.
So we all kind of get the idea of a combo deal, but when we talk about product bundling, specifically in e-commerce, what are we really defining? Is it just about knocking the price down?
That's a great starting point. Fundamentally, product bundling is that practice of grouping, say, two or more products together to be sold as one single package.
Okay, simple enough.
And yes, often it's at a better price than buying them separately, like
Yeah.
that classic fast food combo you mentioned. That's the common understanding,
So a pre-selected package, usually cheaper.
pretty much. But here's where it gets really interesting and maybe a bit counterintuitive. Some academic research from late 2024 actually highlights that bundles don't always need a discount to work.
Oh, how so?
Well, think about those curated meal kits or, say, recipe boxes. They aren't necessarily cheaper than buying the individual ingredients, right?
Right, you pay for the convenience, the idea.
Exactly. The research shows that just presenting items as a bundle can increase the overall shopping basket size, even without a price cut. It's the psychological convenience, the ease of choice that's powerful, not just the financial side.
Huh. That really challenges the assumption that it's all about the bargain, doesn't it?
It does. And speaking of assumptions and clarity, it's important we distinguish between a bundle discount and a bulk discount. They sound similar, but they're different beasts.
Okay, yeah, let's clarify that.
Sure. So a bundle discount is when you buy a set of different products together. Think a laptop, a mouse, and a keyboard. A home office starter kit, maybe. Different items, one price.
Got it. Different things grouped.
Whereas a bulk discount is for buying a large quantity of the same item, like getting 10 notebooks cheaper per unit than buying just one.
Okay, that makes total sense. Different products versus more of the same product. So we've got the basic idea, but I know there are heaps of ways businesses actually do bundling. What are some different strategies we see?
Oh, absolutely. It's quite a varied landscape. We see things like the classic predefined bundles, sometimes called manual bundles. These are curated by the seller, like fixed meat boxes from a subscription service. The merchant decides what's in it.
Right, the standard, here's the package option.
Exactly. But then you've got the more flexible mix and match bundles. These give you, the customer, more control. You select items from a specific range, maybe pick any 10 protein bars for a discount, or build your own candle set. You get to personalize it a bit.
Oh, I like that. Feels more interactive.
It is. And taking that even further, we're seeing more AI-powered bundles. This is where technology steps in, analyzing data to automatically suggest things that are frequently bought together or related items tailored just for you. Super data-driven.
Wow, okay. That's the really smart stuff.
It is. And then there are other types, too, like pure bundling, where you can only buy the items as a set, never individually. Think some software suites,
Ah, okay, all or nothing.
pretty much.
Okay.
And you also see gifting bundles, which are basically curated gift sets, making present shopping easier. And then there's the one you might find fun.
Let me guess. Mystery bundles, where you don't know exactly what you're getting.
You got it. Adds that element of surprise, a bit of a gamble, which can be really appealing for some shoppers.
That's such a range. It shows how much thought goes into this. But, okay, let's flip back to the business side. Why do they bother with all this? What's the big payoff for sellers?
Well, the most immediate win is boosting sales and, crucially, average order value, or AOV. Bundling can lift both significantly.
Right, getting people to spend more per visit.
Exactly. There's a great example of a sporting goods retailer selling a rugby jersey for, say, 75 euros. By bundling it with a t-shirt and hoodie, they bump that sale value up to 140 euros. nearly double.
Wow, just by adding a couple of related items.
And it's not just isolated examples. Research suggests that upselling and cross-selling through bundles can increase overall sales by 20% and, get this, profits by 30%.
30% profit increase. Okay, that's a huge incentive. What else does it help businesses with?
Inventory management is another big one. Dead stock stuff that just sits there is a major headache, sometimes like 20–30% of inventory for e-commerce folks.
Yeah, that sounds like a nightmare.
Bundling helps move that slower selling stock by pairing it with popular items. It mitigates that dead stock risk. It also helps minimize waste, especially for things that expire, like food or cosmetics.
Ah, smart. Like bundling that eyeshadow palette that everyone wants with a brush that's maybe not selling as fast?
Precisely. It frees up warehouse space and avoids waste. It's strategic inventory movement.
Clever. And it sounds like there are probably cost savings involved too, beyond just shifting stock.
You bet. When you sell items in a bundle, you market them as one unit. That cuts down marketing costs per item. And shipping them together, less packaging, lower overall shipping costs, think phone accessories case, charger, screen protector, all shipped in one box with the phone, much more efficient.
That makes perfect sense. Streamlines everything. And I guess this strategy really comes into its own during busy shopping seasons.
Oh, absolutely. Bundling is perfect for capitalizing on seasonal peaks, like bundling outdoor toys and games as summer hits. And it's super effective during massive sales events like Black Friday, Cyber Monday, which, by the way, generated something like $11.5 billion in sales recently, according to Shopify reports. Bundles help capture a bigger slice of that pie.
Okay, so the business case is really strong sales, inventory, costs, seasonality. But let's talk about us, the customers. Why do we fall for these bundles? What's the psychology making them so appealing?
Well, a huge part is perceived value. It's not always just the actual discount, but the feeling that you're getting a better bargain. Shoppers often see bundled deals as more valuable, even if the price difference is tiny.
Right, it feels smarter.
Exactly. Think about those beauty boxes advertised as worth over 150 pounds, yours for just 50 pounds. That framing is incredibly powerful in highlighting perceived value.
Yeah, that worth-value comparison is classic. But you mentioned convenience earlier. Is it also about making choices easier? I know sometimes too many options feel overwhelming.
Definitely. That's about reducing decision fatigue, sometimes called the paradox of choice. Too many options can actually paralyze shoppers. Bundles simplify things by offering pre-selected combinations.
Like taking the mental effort out of it.
Precisely. Think about Amazon's frequently bought with suggestions. Even without a discount, they reduce the cognitive load. They make it easier to figure out what else you might need, speeding up the purchase.
So it's simplifying my life, not just saving me money, potentially. That's clever.
It is. And there's an even more subtle psychological trick at play. Based on something called the Gestalt effect, research shows consumers tend to perceive bundled items as a single, unified whole.
A unified whole? What does that mean in practice?
It means they might actually underestimate their total spending because the bundle feels like just one thing in their mental shopping basket. This can subtly nudge them to add more items overall because they don't feel like they've bought as much.
Whoa, that's sneaky. It plays with your internal budget tracker.
It can, yeah. And if those psychological nudges weren't enough, businesses often leverage FOMO, the fear of missing out.
Ah, yes, good old FOMO, limited time offers.
Exactly. Bundle deal ends tonight. That creates urgency, pushing you to buy now instead of thinking about it.
Yeah.
It's a very common and effective tactic.
It totally works on me, I have to admit. But surely there's a downside. Can businesses mess this up and actually make the bundle seem less valuable?
Oh, absolutely. There's a crucial pitfall known as the presenter's paradox. Basically, adding a lower quality item to a bundle can drag down the perceived value of a high-value item in that same bundle.
How does that work?
Think of it this way. Imagine a $5,000 bottle of wine. If you bundle it with cheap plastic cups, the perceived quality of that expensive wine actually drops. You've averaged down the impression.
Oh, right. Don't dilute the good stuff with junk. That makes total sense.
Exactly. Compare that to how some companies, like Athletic Greens, strategically include premium-feeling extras, like a branded jar or shaker, in their subscription bundles. These might not cost the company much, but they enhance the perceived quality of the whole package.
Okay, so it's about complementarity and maintaining perceived quality. Fascinating. So we've seen the mechanics and psychology. Where is this all heading? It feels like we're moving towards much smarter, more personalized offers.
That's precisely the direction. We're talking about intelligent offers. These aren't just generic discounts. They're targeted promotions using data to be super relevant to specific customer segments. Research shows a huge chunk of consumers, maybe two-thirds, prioritize better prices and promotions, especially during big shopping periods. Intelligent offers deliver that relevance.
And I'm guessing AI is the engine driving this personalization, making those hyper-targeted suggestions.
You got it. Advanced AI models chew through massive amounts of data, your past buys, what you browse, product details to create really unique, personalized bundle suggestions. It takes the guesswork out from merchants and makes it scalable.
It sounds almost like it reads your mind sometimes. And does this personalization actually work? Does it translate to more sales?
The numbers say yes, significantly. Companies that really lean into personalization tend to grow faster, driving something like 40% more revenue from it. And think about email. Personalized emails apparently get 6 times higher transaction rates than generic blasts. It pays to make the customer feel seen and understood.
Wow, 6 times higher. That's impelling. And I imagine all this relies on constantly testing and tweaking things, right? Not just setting up an offer and hoping.
Absolutely critical. Continuous optimization through A/B testing is key. You have to test which offers actually resonate with which groups of customers. Businesses doing this can see conversion rate increases of up to nearly 50%.
50% just from testing and refining.
Yeah, and increasingly, machine learning is used for real-time adaptive offers. More than half of marketers see AI and machine learning as beneficial for improving performance. It's about constant learning and adapting based on real data.
Okay, so we get why it works and what it is. For any businesses listening, how do they put this into practice effectively? What are the key best practices for crafting bundles that actually work?
Well, based on insights from various sources, a few fundamentals stand out. First, always bundle products that genuinely complement each other. Think shampoo and conditioner, not shampoo and shoelaces, logical pairings.
Makes sense. What else?
Second, be crystal clear about the savings. Show the customer exactly how much they're saving by buying the bundle. Transparency builds trust.
Good point.
Third, don't just set it and forget it. Continuously test different combinations. What worked today might not work tomorrow. Keep experimenting.
Okay, test, test, test.
And make sure your bundles are easy to find. Put them on the home page, on product pages, maybe even suggest them at checkout. Visibility is crucial. And finally, use those limited time deals to create a bit of urgency.
Right, so make them relevant, make the value clear, test them, make them visible, and add some urgency. What about actually marketing these bundles effectively? How do you get the word out?
Good question. Beyond just visibility on site, you need active marketing. Highlight bundles prominently everywhere, homepage banners, dedicated bundle and save sections. Suggesting them right on individual product pages is key.
Yeah, those you might also like bundle suggestions are effective.
Definitely. Then use email marketing. Send personalized bundle offers, run specific campaigns, use abandoned cart emails to gently remind people about the bundles they looked at.
Smart follow-up.
And leverage social media. Show off bundles with engaging videos, maybe Reels or TikToks, do live shopping demos, pin codes about your best bundle deals, meet people where they are.
Makes sense. And don't forget the power of discounts and urgency tactics. Right?
Exactly. Limited time offers, maybe exclusive bundles for VIP customers. Pure discounts like buy 3, save 10%, buy 5, save 15%. And definitely use the checkout process. Suggest bundles on the cart page, use those exit intent pop-ups offering a deal, maybe even a one-click post-purchase bundle upgrades. Maximize that moment.
Okay, lots of ways to promote them. But what about the flip side? What are the common mistakes businesses make when trying to bundle?
Oh, there are definitely pitfalls. A big one is pairing completely unrelated products like that gaming laptop with a phone case example. It just makes no sense and confuses people.
Yeah, that would just seem random. What else?
Not clearly showing the value. Just listing a bundle price isn't enough. You need to spell out why it's a good deal, the savings, the convenience. Also, confusing pricing, like weird decimal points instead of clear round numbers, can put people off. Keep it simple.
Right. Make it easy to understand the value.
And while discounts are good, over-discounting to the point where you kill your profit margins is a huge mistake. You need that balance. Another error is ignoring customer data, creating bundles based on guesswork instead of what people actually buy together.
So using data is crucial for relevance.
Absolutely. And then there are the basics. Making bundles hard to find on your site is just shooting yourself in the foot. And finally, the big one, not testing and optimizing. You have to track performance and adjust based on what the data tells you.
It really brings up that question, doesn't it? If you're running a business, are you truly using all the data you have to avoid these mistakes and craft offers that are genuinely intelligent?
That's the million-dollar question, really.
Well, this has been a fascinating journey through the strategic and surprisingly psychological world of product bundling and intelligent offers. From the basic definitions and all the different types to the psychology making them work, and now the huge role of data and AI. It's clear they benefit both businesses and us consumers.
Hopefully, this deep dive gives you, as a consumer, a new lens to view those deals you see every day. You can be a bit more savvy, appreciate the strategy, and maybe make even smarter choices.
Yeah, definitely. So the next time you spot a bundle or a special deal, maybe pause and think beyond just the price tag. Consider those hidden psychological nudges, the data working behind the scenes, all shaping your shopping basket, maybe in ways you hadn't quite realized.
It makes you wonder, how does this change how you approach your own shopping? Or, if you're on the other side, how you think about crafting your own offers. Lots to chew on there.